What if failure is God's way of redirecting your steps? God has created every single creature, every one of us, with a purpose. So a fish thrives in water because that's its natural habitat, because that's what God has purposed it to do. And when you remove the fish from the water, it dies. That's because it's not in its natural habitat. That's not God's purpose for that fish. So it dies. That's the same with us. When we don't do God's will, when we don't do what God has ordained us to do, we we can't thrive. We can't be satisfied. We can't be fulfilled because that's not God's plan for our lives. So with everything that we do, we have to seek God's knowledge. We have to seek God's purpose first. We have to ask God, like, are we doing the right thing? Is it what you've ordained me to do? So this is evident in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 7. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Don't be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn away from evil." So this scripture, it highlights that we shouldn't depend on our own understanding. And I have fallen into that trap so many times, thinking that, oh, let me do this thing just because I want to do it, just because everyone else is doing it. But if God has not ordained you to do it, if that's not God's purpose for your life, you won't thrive. You can't lean on your own understanding, because where your own strength stops, that's where God's begins. And in verse 6, it says, "Seek him in all you do." So not just in one thing, not just in one business or one path of your journey or career. You need to seek him in everything you do. So before you start that business, before you venture into that career, before you start that course, before you do anything, you have to ask God, God, is this your will for me? Is this what you've ordained me to do? Am I on the right path? So that you won't waste years, you won't waste time. Because you might be asking, why is it that everyone is thriving in this career? Why is it that everyone is thriving in this business? And why am I not thriving? Why am I not being successful? Maybe it's because God has not ordained you to do that thing. God has not called you to do that thing. So you won't succeed. So you won't thrive like the others. So in all we do, we need to make sure that we call unto God, we seek unto God first. We shouldn't lean on our own understanding, because God has a plan for each and every one of us here.